Yes. So I was telling that how to create it. First of all, I have basically gone to select data, and I have considered the all attribute except unassigned not applicable. If you select this, the unassigned values are removed from here. Then you can change the format of your data from these. You can change it as per your own requirement by using different uh, tools here. There are a lot of tools here that you can change the direction as per your own ease, like this. So there are a lot of options here that you can use to visualize your data. You can even create the pie charts here like this, and you can change their direction by any way. So this is how you can visualize your uh, file creation. Now, for example, if I would like to consider the case classification uh, along with this, how can I consider it? So let me show you another chart. I go to create, I go to explore, I go to chart. You can download it. If you right click here, there is an option of export chart here. If you want to export this chart, you can export it in any format which is basically suitable for you. PNG, JPG, BMP. You can save it, and you can show your picture in your research papers. So go to the chart, create chart for cases now. Previously, we have created charts for file. Now we are going to create charts for cases. So click on next. Now it is considering cases by attribute value for an attribute, cases by attribute value for two attributes. You can consider a single attribute, and you can consider two attributes. For example, if you want to consider that you want a separate chart for gender, for marital status, for age and classification, you want separate chart for each one, then you should select the first option. But if you want that, you want to compare gender with marital status, there was, can you share? All right. So what I need to do, I go to the chart, cases, click on next. Because I was considering that I want single chart for every single attribute. So I click on the first part, click next. Here I need to tell them which attribute I want to show here. So click on demographics. For example, I want to see the gender. So click on OK. And from here, all attribute value except unassigned and not applicable. Always select this option because it will show you only the relevant attribute. It will not show you the unassigned values. So click finish, and it will show you the demographic gender. There were 4 male and there were 3 female. If you click on the summary from the right side, it will show you the tabular format of what you have gained here. So you simply right click on here, export the list. So in order to show this data into your output file. So if you click on the charts, it will show you like this. You can change this format. You go to here. You can create like this. You can change their view by clicking on it, by doing whatever you want to do with this data, like this. So there are many options available here uh, for the visualization of your data. So you can visualize at what format do you want. There are many options here. You can visualize the data. So for example, go to explore, go to charts, charts option, cases, next. For example, I want to compare two attributes. For example, I wanted to see the gender and marital status in the same chart. So what I need to do, I need to select the second option, go to next, select from here all attribute value except unassigned, and from here These are okay. All attribute value except unassigned. So one attribute is x-axis and one attribute is y-axis. So I need to tell them which attribute I want to take on x-axis and which attribute I want to take on z-axis, because I am going to compare the gender on the basis of marital status. So I go to here, I consider the gender for x-axis and I consider the marital status on y-axis. Now, this is how the comparison is done. Now, click on finish and it will show you a table like this. You can change the direction. Yes, this one is more visible. Uh, you can also set it as per your queries. If you want to consider another chart, yes, this one is much better. If you consider, yes, this one. Now, if you see, the chart is shown in a proportional format, where this light blue indicates the merit and this sky blue color indicates the divorce. So in case of female gender, there is also a divorced lady, while in case of male, there are either single or either married, because the single is indicated with dark blue and married is indicated with blue color. So you can use this diagram. You can also consider with age and qualification. For example, I go to explore, go to charts like this, cases. Next, I am considering the attributes. For example, as a Z attribute, I consider the age, and on another attribute, I consider the qualification. For example, it will not consider more than two attributes, always remember. You need to select all attribute value except unassigned, all attribute value except unassigned. So what I need to do, click on finish, and it will show you a graphical picture like this. You can change it. You can use this one. This one is much better. Now it will show you that majority of the participants are undergraduate. Only one of the participants from 31 to 40 years age category is the graduate. So you can use different types of shapes here as per your own purpose. There are a lot of options available here. So this is how you can create the visualization on the basis of your case classification. In the next session that is going to be held on Monday, I will let you know how to consider the other options here, like how to create the hierarchy charts, the maps, the diagrams, how to create the frequency, word frequency, text search, word wizard query, and so on. I will tell you how to visualize these codes that we have created, because this is a long procedure and it will require you a lot of practice. So I will let you know how to visualize your coded data that you have coded for your files. So there are a lot of options like text search. There is an option of word frequency. So let me share the screen again. So these are the things that we want to consider for today. Do you have any question, Vakas, for today's discussion? Vakas, do you have any question? All right, you have message. No, sir. All right, so let's conclude this session. I will share the recordings, so please do practice up to this level, especially case creation for file creation and case creation. Do also practice for coding, at least for open coding, axial coding, and selective coding. In the next session, we will discuss how to consider query wizard, word frequency, charts, hierarchy charts, maps, diagrams, and I will also let you know how to consider the relationship between DV and IV. So let's meet on Monday session, and in the next week, we are going to conclude this training session for NVIVO. So please be prepared for revising all the previous sessions so that we may be able to conclude in the next session how to interpret the different visualization in your data. So thank you very much for joining and stay blessed.